for inviting me to say a few words. I'm happy to see that the committee members planned a dialogue or an opportunity to exchange ideas under the theme of harmonious and inclusive human dignity. Buddhist insight for world peace and sustainable development. Actually, in Vietnam, during the 3 days of celebrations, we have discussed in detail. I would like to mention something that you can think of. Whether we like or not, society is changing. Society is changing rapidly, and it affects the way that we think and how we live. The changes affect our culture. This is something that I would like to emphasize always. When we talk about the culture, that means the religion is part of that. Religion is part of that. So, there are so many things that are happening in the community that we may not be aware or that we do not agree with. But we cannot ignore that we live in a multicultural society. Here again, I would like to say multiculturalism is a reality, but acceptance is a choice. This is the problem. Acceptance is a choice. That is why we are not getting along with each other. So respecting each other for mutual benefit is part of living harmoniously. This has to be done with understanding that for the benefit of all of us, by helping the community to improve the quality of life, and by teaching them ethical living, family values, social engagement, and teaching cultural differences. That is where we bring in the Buddhist teaching. We have to spend time, energy, and of course money for future sustainability. As I have just heard, just by the prayers and getting together and signing papers, having dialogues, not going to stop this violence. We have to find ways for the sustainable development rather than waiting for it to happen. This gathering will help us to develop a deeper understanding of social values and importance of the teachings of the Buddha. I appreciate the cooperation of the Thai government and the Sangha with Buddhist groups to make this event possible for Buddhists to meet from all over the world and exchange ideas. We participate in this significant event to show that our support and to share the wisdom of the participants of this noble conference. May the message of the Buddha reach all living beings. Thank you.
And the next goodwill message will come from Most Honorable Professor Dr. Kamai Kamasmi, founder and rector of Shan State Buddhist University from Myanmar. ขอกราบอาราธนาค่ะ
most venerable Mahasanghas, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. As we complete 2 decades of our shared journey of harmony and peace, under the United Nations Day of Vesak in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam, and today here at the invitation. And I do so as the Executive Secretary of the IAPU, the academic body that came into existence 18 years ago, sponsored and facilitated by this ICTV. But before that, let me also share with you the messages of goodwill to prevent a terrible earthquake. Ladies and gentlemen, let me return to the theme I chosen. The role of facilitator of the ICT. The role of his participation is always as the facilitator can be clearly witnessed in many developments in the last 20 years. And here I highlight 3 of them. 2 at the international level and 1 at the regional level. 2 developments at the international level. The first one is the birth of the National Association of Buddhist Universities itself. Before the UN Day of Vesak, there was no whatsoever gathering of Buddhist universities or colleges in the world. In other parts of the world, however, scholars and academics have long formed association of many higher education institutions. For instance, number 1, the Commonwealth University Association. Number 2, the Catholic University Association. Number 3, Islamic University Association, etc. For us, however, only in 2007, that Buddhist universities with different objectives could come together. Some of Mahayana orientation, some with Theravada persuasion, some with Trayana, some super academic, many are from West, a lot of them are from different parts of Asia. Here, without the facilitated role of the ICTV, we would not have been able to form the IAPU. The IAPU, I should stress, is not a top-down institution. The IAPU, just like its mother organization, UNDP, mainly plays the role of a facilitator, encouraging and facilitating its members to work out various programs of collaboration between and among themselves. And collaboration at different levels have been taking place among the 80 member institutions in 20 countries. I'm very humbled to have been the IAPU's Executive Secretary from its conception until today, under the tireless leadership of its chairman, the Honorable Professor Dr. Brahma. The other internationally significant development is the project of the Common Buddhist Text, CBT, and its publication. The Common Buddhist Text, bringing all Buddhist schools together, was conceived in 2008 in Vietnam, and its compilation took place over 8 years in Bangkok under the able guidance of, again, our Venerable Chairman. We can see in the success of Bangkok declarations the unwavering support and interest for the city. And it was most appropriate that the 400-page CBT was again launched at the UNDP in Colombo, Sri Lanka in 2017. The CBT project and the Common Buddhist Text was collectively compiled by 20 scholars from 10 countries, representing 3 major Buddhist schools, Theravada, Mahayana, and Vajrayana. Here, let me repeat again. The Common Buddhist Text was conceived in Hanoi, Vietnam in 2008 and developed for 8 years in Bangkok, Thailand, and launched in Colombo in Sri Lanka in 2017. You can see the international effort that this UNDP has facilitated. It has been translated into many languages, including Thai and Hungarian and so on. This year, the Spanish translation has been launched in Vietnam, and another version in Bengali is complete and is waiting for publication. Ladies and gentlemen, at the national or regional level, the IAPU has in turn facilitated, directly or indirectly, the birth of many Buddhist studies associations. The coming together of scholars in some countries. This includes, from what I can tell that, number one, the Association of Buddhist Colleges in Indonesia. Number two, the Sri Lanka Association of Buddhist Studies. Number three, the Association of Buddhist Universities, Colleges and Academies in Myanmar. And number four, last but not least, the revival of the Bali speaking conferences in Myanmar, Thailand, and Sri Lanka that takes place annually. With the creation of academic forums like this, the International Council for the Day of Vesak, which runs the United Nations Day of Vesak, has brought together many Buddhists from different backgrounds and persuasions. So, as we celebrate our 20th this year, both in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam, and also here at the United Nations Convention Center in Bangkok, I wish to highlight the essential facilitator's role that this United Nations Day of Vesak has played. I hope this facilitator's role is extended to many other parts of the world and many other fields, so that we can reduce violence. Thank you.
Thank you. And next, I would like to invite Somdet Maha Arya Wamsa, Dr. Yon Seng Viet, Rector of